Welcome to Asian Star Trend. I'm Hannah, and today we've got some hot and trending news to share with you. Yulong and Yang Miemie's so-called business trip became the internet's latest obsession, only to dissolve in a single glance that left more questions than answers. In the dizzying carousel of today's entertainment industry, stories rise and fall within hours. Some stars chase headlines through scandal, others through meticulous craft, and a rare few win hearts simply by being real. This pair belongs to the latter. When Yulong and Yang Miemie's names appear side by side, it sparks an almost involuntary curiosity. Their connection doesn't feel manufactured, it feels like something discovered by accident, in the quiet corners where life hides its best moments. They don't seem to court attention, yet somehow, attention finds them. Witnesses described fleeting moments during the trip, a shared glance across a crowded lobby, laughter that seemed private even in public, the kind of unspoken understanding that speaks louder than any official statement. No declarations were made, no staged photos released, yet the silence itself became its own narrative, inviting the audience to fill in the gaps. What makes their story compelling isn't just potential romance, but the sense that we're watching two people navigate the thin line between professional duty and something deeper. In an era when relationships are often turned into clickbait, their restraint feels almost radical for viewers. Following Yulong and Yang Miemie is less about confirmation and more about connection, seeing in them a reflection of moments in our own lives when something meaningful was taking shape, but words felt too fragile to hold it. When the business trip ended, the mystery remained. And perhaps that's the point. Sometimes, the most captivating stories are the ones that leave you wondering what really happened after the cameras stopped rolling. The trip began quietly, without fanfare, yet within hours, it had set the internet alight. Early mornings at the airport are often when celebrities appear at their most unguarded, stripped of red carpet glamour. On this particular day, Yulong emerged in a plain white t-shirt and light wash jeans, paired with well-worn sneakers. The simplicity suited him, giving off the fresh, unassuming air of a student stepping out after class. Beside him, though never too close, walked Yang Miemie. She wore a light blue dress, her hair falling loosely over her shoulders, catching the soft morning light. Her smile was gentle but carried a spark of playfulness, the kind that makes strangers turn for a second look. They didn't cling or whisper in corners. Instead, they maintained a subtle closeness, a distance measured not in steps, but in understanding. The airport hum surrounded them, the low rumble of suitcase wheels, the click of a camera shutter somewhere in the crowd, and faintly, the strains of City of Friendship from a nearby cafe speaker. Nothing overt happened. And yet, that was precisely why people noticed. In a world oversaturated with staged airport fashion shows and carefully choreographed public appearances, this felt different, unscripted, almost fragile. By the time they boarded their flight, photos and short clips had already begun circulating online. Fans dissected every frame, from the way Yulong tilted his head to catch her words, to the almost imperceptible moments when their steps fell into rhythm. No statements were made. No labels were attached. And yet, their departure became a story, proof that sometimes, it's not grand gestures that captivate, but the quiet moments in between, where distance is kept, yet connection remains within reach. When their eyes met just for a moment, the airport seemed to exhale. The clamor of rolling suitcases and echoing announcements softened, as if even the air turned gentle. For months, the internet had been swirling with rumors about Yulong and Yang Miemie. The most absurd claimed, "He looks far more mature than her," while others whispered of a more intricate bond. Neither ever confirmed nor denied. They didn't need to. In their world, truth was not delivered in press releases, it was tucked quietly into a glance, a small gesture, a silence that spoke louder than words. The business trip stretched over days. Outside the car window, the scenery blurred in motion. Inside, time seemed too slow. Yulong, seated in the front, would occasionally turn toward the back to share a quiet smile with Yang Miemie. It wasn't the kind of smile that sought cameras, but one that grounded and reassured. He unscrewed a bottle of water for her, tilted the curtain to shield her from the sun, then returned to reading his notes. Small acts that didn't make headlines, but stayed in the memory of those who saw them. These fragments surfaced online later, retold as warm, almost intimate vignettes. In them, noise and flashbulbs faded, Leaving only the two of them in their own quiet frame at one stop, Yulong paused in the gap between the crowd and the glare of cameras. As their colleague stepped out first, he turned back toward Yang Miemie. His eyes held a mix of concern, making sure she wouldn't be caught in the press of people, and an unspoken admiration. There was a hint of a smile, easy and unforced, like a spring breeze passing through the heart. Not a performance, but a warmth woven deep into his very being, whether caught through a professional photographer's lens or a passerby's phone. The sincerity of that moment was undeniable. For those who witnessed it, this quiet, wordless exchange was far more persuasive than any press statement, because genuine affection is never truly hidden. Yulong didn't declare it aloud, he let it slip through in a glance, a small smile, a gesture so natural it might have gone unnoticed if not for the way it lingered after that day. Many admitted they didn't believe in the connection because of what he said, but because of what they saw: eyes that carried a hint of shyness, as if betraying feelings he couldn't quite mask. When the video hit social media, the reaction was immediate. Comments flooded in. Some viewers replayed that brief look endlessly, dissecting it frame by frame, hunting for confirmation. Others froze the image into stills, turning them into phone wallpapers. Each time they unlocked their screens, they were met with the quiet comfort of the captured glance. Responses came from across generations. A teenage girl wrote, "This is the love I dream of." A middle-aged commenter added, "Just looking at this makes me feel calm." Even grandparents joined in, leaving gentle reminders, "Young people, cherish each other." That this moment resonated so widely, transcending age and circumstance, speaks to its authenticity. Love, when real, doesn't require ornate declarations. It's carried in everyday interactions, in the way someone looks at you when they think no one's watching, or how they step aside to shield you from a crowd. And so, a fleeting airport encounter became something more, a quiet, contagious warmth. Even those who began as casual onlookers found themselves silently rooting for them, caught in the ripple of an emotion too genuine to ignore. To some, it was just a business trip. To many, it was a story worth etching into memory, sweet but never cloying, warm without pretense. On the road, fleeting moments left lasting imprints. During a midday meeting break, Yulong stepped forward to shield Yang Miemie from the wind. At a street cafe, he adjusted his phone's angle again and again until her smile met his approval. That evening, they walked along the riverside, the sunset painting the water in gold, their shadows stretching and merging like their unhurried steps. These moments were simple, yet they formed a quiet gallery of companionship. No stage displays, just natural care. They made no statements to the media, choosing instead to live, work, and interact in their own rhythm. In that way, the trip became a wordless love letter, unsigned, yet filled with unmistakable notes of emotion for them. Gestures speak louder than explanations, shielding her from the wind, offering a warm drink, exchanging a knowing smile. Such details, like gentle streams, merge into a force of feeling that needs no defense. Those who understand, will. Those who don't, never will. True love, after all, is measured not by declarations but by its endurance. Rumors are surface foam, their bond is a deep current, silent, steady, and strong. On stage or in a bustling airport, they keep a respectful closeness, a balance of love and trust. This is why their story resonates. Everyone longs for the quiet security of knowing someone is always by your side. The future remains unwritten, but for now, they are each other's most cherished presence. And for their fans, this trip has already become a tender chapter, one that will be revisited long after the journey ends. What do you think about today's content? We'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below, and if this is your first time watching our channel, don't forget to hit that subscribe button to stay updated with exclusive news about your favorite movie and music stars. Thank you so much for watching.